Hello, everybody, and welcome to this interview. I am here with Jamaal Noland. Give him a virtual warm welcome, please. Here he is. There he is, man. Hello, it's great to have you here, Jamaal.
Yep,
And
it's great to be here, Zach. Thank you so much for having me.
thank you for being a guest here. I want to get straight into this interview, man. I have my list of many questions, and hopefully you have many answers.
I hope so. I hope I can be informative here.
I'm sure you can. So, tell us a bit about yourself. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name is Jamaal Noland. I'm a salesman slash entrepreneur and recently became a YouTuber. I've been in the sales industry basically my entire life, and I've been training other individuals my entire life. And so within the last 10 years or so, I've really fine-tuned my skills and honed in on sales and rapport building. And I started doing that so I can train other individuals on how to better their communication skills. And I really thoroughly enjoy doing that.
Yeah, I think that's great. I've watched some of your content. I think you've got some really good techniques there. I could do with a few, and it's yes, and you've got some really good stuff there. So going working on more of what you said that you do. So what ultimately is your dream and big ambition? What you're working towards?
So really what I'm working towards is to build a platform where I can communicate with other people, train other individuals. I would really like to. I've been working on a book for the last 2.5 years.
I do.
So I'm looking on putting out my book next year, as well as building a platform where I can go around to different states and cities and train individuals and eventually parlaying that into motivational speaking as well. Because
Oh,
I just have a strong passion for communicating with other people as well as training and assisting other people on how to be better in life. That's just really big for me.
That's that's really good because I've spent a lot of time watching like motivational speakers, and I almost thought of being one myself, but it didn't turn out that way. I thought I'd do it through YouTube, but no, I think that's really good. I think you've got a good shot at that after looking at some of your videos. You've got a great message, and you come across very well.
I appreciate that. I'm still learning and trying to deliver their personality on screen. I was just telling a buddy of mine, he was like, "Man, I know you. You're so much more passionate than that. You're this, you're that." And I'm like, "Man, it's hard to relay passion and conviction when you're talking to nobody. I'm just talking to the screen, talking to the
That's
camera."
true.
Um, but it's very fun and it's a great learning experience being out here.
Well, now you're talking to me, so it's not just a screen now.
Absolutely. Makes it much
Give me,
easier talking to another person.
yes, it is. I'd agree. Give me the passion, man. Let it
I
flow.
will.
So you're writing a book now. That interests me because I'm actually writing a book as well. So how are you getting on? You said you've been. Did you say you've been writing it for the last 2.5 years?
Yep, about 2 years or so. It's an on and off, on again, on and off again project. Um, and it's really difficult because I'm in sales, so I really work my own schedule. And I just recently had a kid, so I'm always trying to find 30 minutes to an hour of my day to like add to this book. But it's difficult because I'm going off of my own life experiences as well. So I try to experience more things and then add that to what I'm creating.
So the book is forever growing through your experiences. That's good.
A- Absolutely. And it's taking it from my experiences in the last several years and then adding that to my current experiences and how it all relates to each other is actually really good so far.
Yeah, well, that is impressive. I await it, and because as I said, I'm writing a similar sort of book. It's basically how to find sort of like the dream within you. That's basically my sort of book,
I
and
like that.
it's a similar sort of thing to you because it's the personal growth end of things. But I don't know if you've found the issue with writing that this may sound a bit stupid, but I was surprised just how much you have to write to hit word counts.
Yes, absolutely. When I was writing my introduction, I was asking my wife, like, how long should this be? And she was like, I don't know. I started Googling it. I was like, this just doesn't feel long enough. And started adding word counts. I'm like, holy smoke. I said everything I want to say. And I still maybe 500 words in. I'm like, man, I got to learn how to, I guess, be a bit more wordier without it being like talking in a circle, you know?
That's the hardest thing. Is like you write down your concept and it's good, and then you have to sort of stretch it for another 2,000 words. It's
Yep,
like, how can I
yep,
do that? There's not enough stretch.
yep. And then now, I don't know how much you're into the book, but at the very beginning, it was very difficult. I was trying to stretch the content a whole lot more. And now that I'm like into the chapters and I'm getting further into the book, it's like I'm writing too much. I feel like I'm getting too wordy.
Are
And
you?
the book is going to end up being a lot bigger than I thought. I was thinking like 10 to 15,000, maybe 20,000 words. Now I'm tracking towards like 30, 40,000 word count.
Really?
So it's going to be pretty good. I'm excited about it for sure.
You should be, because you're actually near the normal mark for books is about 40 to 50K, I think, words.
Right. Right. And I was wanting it to be something like really short, really quick, like a guideline book, just something that people can use in sales out in the field while they're, training other people. I wanted managers and stuff to be able to use this book to help train their team. And so I wanted to be a quick guideline, but it seems like it's going to be a bit more extensive than that, which is totally fine.
Yeah, that is fine because you'll get more out of it in that respect. But you could always, depending how it goes, you could always like write a condensed version. If your book got published, you could always have like a fast version of it.
Yep.
And
Yep.
well, I wish you every success with your book, because as a fellow writer, I understand the
Absolutely.
process, get typing away. But yeah, please keep me
Thank you.
updated on that, because I'd be interested to know how you get on.
I will. I will. Thank you.
And you should you could start making some videos on your channel about your writing journey. Do you think that would appeal, or?
Yep. So what I plan on doing is building up a nice bank of a lot of the information that I'm bringing to my channel will be in the book. Obviously, the
Yeah.
book is going to be a lot more extensive, but I'm working on. I got a few more projects that I want to do throughout the year, but starting the beginning of next year, I'm gonna use my channel and my social media platforms to promote the book. So I will
That's,
read certain parts of it. I will introduce certain characters into my channel. It'll be very creative, but I do plan on using my YouTube page to help bring forth some of the information in the book.
that's really smart. I like that. So videos that sort of hint to the content of the book, but you get more in depth from actually reading it. So that's
Absolutely. I try to give a condensed version of it in on the videos, even if the video is 9 minutes long. I just try to give condensed versions of what's going to
yeah.
actually be the extended part of the
And
book.
yeah, it'll make people want more, so they're more likely to buy the book or whatever. So, and the other thing is, I thought with books that if you go down the traditional publishing route, if that doesn't work, you always can release it as an ebook and things like that.
Yep.
So,
Well, that's my first thought is to release it as an ebook first, so I'm not stuck with like a ton of merchandise or a ton of books that I have to ship out. My first thought is to ebook it, and I have some people that's been helping me with the book saying that I should just publish it as a book, but I'm gonna figure
right.
it out first, but I think I'm gonna go ebook first because that's the cheaper option and it's easier
Yeah,
to
yeah,
distribute that way. It's less hassle to do it that
it
direction.
is. Because if you have to self-publish, that's really expensive. Self-publishing, that's
Yep.
not good. Let me just consult my list for the next question. So, where are we? So, oh, we're a bit of course. So, what actually made you want to get into training others?
It's a natural habit. I've like some people are natural born leaders. I am one of those, but also a natural born trainer. Everything that I've learned in my life has been self-taught for the most part. And since that stuff is self-taught, it's been very easy for me to transfer that skills to other individuals. Like, and I know how I learn. So when I speak to other people, I break it down very, very specifically, step by step, as opposed to just doing a brief overview. And when I break stuff down very specifically, and sometimes I overtalk, but when I break stuff down very specifically, it's easy for people to understand. And I'm good at transferring skills. That's always been my number one thing is make sure I can transfer skills to other people.
That's great because it's like you say, you can tell people great advice, but if you don't break it down properly, they'll never benefit from it. And
Yep. Yep. You see a
you
lot of
are.
people. I'm sorry. You see a lot of
It's all
people
right.
that give information online and they say if you're gonna do a YouTube channel, you have to blah 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 blah, but they don't really break it down step for step. So maybe if somebody has a channel about how to start a YouTube channel, they might say, here's how you break down a YouTube channel, but then I have to go to somebody else's page to find specific details on how to upload and how to record, et cetera, et cetera. I just want to
Yeah.
follow all the steps and give people as much information as possible.
Well, I'd agree. And with such big things like self-improvement and business and selling, you really need to get it right. And you can say something and it sounds simple, but there's so many finer details to these things. And I think that's why you'll do very well, because you're making the information accessible to people.
Thank you. And I hope I'm making it accessible, digestible, and very easy to understand for people to like. My big thing is making sure it's very simple and it's
Yeah.
realistic for you to go out and start today. I hate when people give you advice that you can't go do right now.
That's
Just
see yeah, that will
no, go
really
ahead. Go ahead.
help you out.
Yeah, yeah. I just tangible information. That's it.
Well, that's a smart approach. Actually, I've been paying attention to your videos. I watched your building rapport rapport with people, and I thought I'd see how I'm doing so far with you, with your own tips. How about that? So, your number one tip was to look good. I'm not sure I'm winning on that one, so we'll pass on that.
No, you look great. You look great.
Oh, thank you. And then the next one was don't make it about you, so me. I've made it about you, but now I'm making it about me, so I've not done well
No,
there either.
no, you've done a fantastic job, man. I'm glad you watched the videos and can use it. It
Well,
works
thank
great.
you.
See,
It
it
does.
works.
Thank you. I'm living proof now. Be respectful, of course, and leave a lasting impression. Well, we'll see about that. I might have to show you some of my moves. So,
I think you're doing a great job, man. You're a heck of an interviewer. This is very fun, actually. I'm
well,
enjoying
let's hope
myself.
so. This is going to be a long-term series, and I would love to have you back, especially talking about your book as well.
Absolutely. I would love to be back. When both of us get to a much bigger platform, I would love to come back and we could and celebrating our success together.
That would be very nice. I would very much like that. So we can compare book sales.
Absolutely. YouTube views and book sales.
Yeah, that's right. We'll have a stat off.
I like it. I like
Right.
it.
So let's see what's left on the list. So this is one that I probably have to read. So do you think having good skills in your personal life can help translate well into your business life?
Yeah, absolutely. I think who you are as a person should translate into your business life. I'm not big on being one person in one space and different in another. Who I am at home is who I am at work. It might be a little bit more of a animated version at work because I'm putting on more of a show and I'm trying to sell
Yeah.
things. But I'm the exact same person on and off, period. And I really think that your individual personal skills should translate from your house to your
Yeah.
job or from your bedroom to your YouTube channel. Whatever you're doing, like your personality has to shine through as well as your skill sets, your ideas, they all have to translate through. And I think that makes you a better person because you get to continue to practice those skills. If I was at home as a introvert and an extrovert at work, and it makes it hard to develop a skill set that way when you're not
Yeah.
practicing it all the time.
100%. And I also think that it's down to being authentic as well, because selling, you need to be authentic. And if, as you said, if you're two different people, it will come across in a negative way.
Absolutely, 100%. You have to be authentic. That is a big deal. Um, People can read fake. People can understand. They know when you're being fake with them. They know when you're lying to them. And the number one thing in sales, people just want to trust you. They're not buying anything if they don't trust you. They will never buy anything if they don't trust
And that's that authenticity again. And I'd say that's something you do very well in your videos. I'd say you would come across in a very authentic way. And And I like that you shared some stories from the past and things. I saw some of those. And so hopefully to anybody watching, please do check your channel out. I will be linking to that in the description. Brilliant advice, authentic, compliments everywhere.
Thank you. Thank you. See, Zach, man, you've really been watching the videos. You've learned a lot. And I made it easy for you to apply. See that?
Exactly. If you hadn't made it so easy, I wouldn't be able to apply it and be the interviewer I am today on my second one.
I love it, man. I love it.
Right, let's see. What have we got now? So, yes, this one. This is an interesting one. What's your experience been like so far trying to grow a YouTube channel, and what have you learned along the way?
That's very good. So trying to grow this YouTube channel is it's not difficult, it's fun. And it's a unique journey. It's not easy at all. You think, me personally, every video I put a lot of time and effort into it, and I think about it, and I think every single one of them is going to be that video. So I try to behave that way. I try to make the information that way, and I try to make the quality that way, that it's like, man, this might be the video that get thousands of views or hundreds of thousands of views. So I behave that way, first of all, in every single video that I post. But then ultimately, when it doesn't do that, I just get back to the drawing board, make another video, and I kind of put it aside. Every single video I post, I'm on it, commenting and engaging in every single video.
Yeah.
But once it's posted, once it's posted, for the most part, I'm done. I'm going to the next video. I think it might do great views or whatever, but I try not to watch it as much. My first video, I was checking it every 5 minutes, every 10 minutes. And I just finally was like, you know what? I'm just going to post it and then move on to my next edit, literally. Like when we get off of here, I'm going to start editing my next video that posts tomorrow, because it's just about being consistent. That's what I've learned about YouTube. I learned that well before I started. My biggest advice for anybody who wants to start a YouTube channel is just start. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters but you, your personality, and the story that you're telling. The quality is not a big deal. The camera that you're using, whatever you think your obstacles are, they're not. You just have to start. That's my main advice for anybody wanting a YouTube channel, is just start. Put all the excuses to the side and go for it. And then just understand that consistency is important. So I'm trying to make sure I'm consistent as possible. I wouldn't have started if I couldn't have been consistent. And I will post a video every Tuesday, no matter what. Like, there's no excuse. I will post a video every Tuesday and every other Friday.
It's a big commitment, but I like that. Because a lot of people, as you said, they sort of overthink starting YouTube. They've got to have the camera, the lighting, but as you said, just start.
Yep. That's the biggest thing, because you got to learn and grow. I'm being honest. I posted a video Friday, the Halloween, how to build the seasonal rapport building series that I started, and the Halloween edition of that. And I looked at that video in relationships to my first video, and I was like, oh, these first videos are just, I'm struggling. But at the time, I thought it was great. And it was literally just a month ago. So you can see vast improvements in your own work every single video, or you should. And that's the encouraging part, is trying to make better videos.
That's for sure. Well, by the way, I thought that Halloween series was super smart, because I don't think anybody else has done that. That's really smart.
Yeah, it was. And I was like, well, YouTube is very tricky of trying to get do you go for the trendy thing, or do you create your own thing? Because it's trendy, maybe you might be able to catch a bit of those viral clips or a bit of that success. Or if you do your own thing, maybe people are looking for that, or maybe they're not. And, only time will tell with these series. I think as my channel grows, that series will grow and it'll become a popular thing, because it makes sense. You're right. I agree. It was a very smart idea. It wasn't necessarily mine. It was a combination of me and my wife together coming up with it. But I just think it's a very smart process. And I know it's smart because if you Google seasonal report building, it's the #1 video because nobody else is doing it. That's it.
Exactly. That's exactly what I thought, and I think that's spot on. Because that's the good thing. The smart thing for you to do is, as you're doing, you're combining trends with what you know and what you're good at, and when you put those together, you'll get good results. And it's sort of, as you said at the beginning, you're making videos as if you expect them. You know, you're behaving as if it's going to be the next big one.
Yep, every single one.
I think that's great because you're basically setting yourself up for success every time you upload.
Yep. And also, I wouldn't put forth the effort, or I wouldn't even come up with the idea if I didn't think it was that quality of an idea. Like if I didn't think that this video deserved 1 million views, I would probably never record that video. You know, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it if I didn't think it was a high quality video and I didn't truly believe in it.
Well, that's very good. But you have to have the balance of obviously being able to create enough content, but then I suppose with your message that, you know, if you can write a book on it, and we know how many words of that is, you've clearly got a lot of stuff that you believe in. So that's very good. And the good thing with YouTube is that, like, one of your videos from like a little while ago could go viral in like a year. So it doesn't have to be there and then.
Yep. And I understand that. That's another thing. I don't want my channel to grow excessively in the next 3 to 5 years to grow hugely, and then people can go back and look at my first video and be like, man, this was terrible. Obviously it will be, but I want to know that I tried super hard on all of those contents. And you're right. One of the videos I posted last week could blow up 4 months from now, 6 months from now, or a year. And that could be the reason why my page grew. But if I didn't put forth the effort and the time, then it could have been a missed opportunity.
Well, I think you've got a brilliant attitude to that. And actually, we have run to the end of our questions here. And I'd just like to say again, thank you so much for being a part of this. And to everybody watching, please check out your channel. I'll leave it in the description. You've got a great message, and I would really love to have you again to especially talk about that book of yours.
Absolutely, Zach. I would love what you're doing. I appreciate you having me on the channel. I can't wait to continue to support you on what you're doing, man, and come back and compare stats on our books and channels.
Yeah, that's right. Well, same to you. I'll keep an eye on your journey, and you can keep an eye on mine. But thank you again. Please check out Jamaal. And, well, been brilliant. And I'm going to stop recording now. So thanks very much.